Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. Right there, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back. Yes, it is another Glad You Made It episode. Thank you very much for joining me wherever you're tuning in from. Today's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be all over the place. Many things are happening in and around the world. So wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, down south in the United States of the Americas, further down south, Mexico, over there in South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, New Zealand, the Australias, over there in Papua New Guinea, over there in Thailand, Vietnam, all the stands, everywhere, all around the world, underwater, over water, on a boat, in a cave, in the jungle, in the middle of a forest, making a little mud hut so you can get shelter and enjoy your time with your bootylicious girlfriend or wife or guma. I don't know if you got those in the jungle, but nonetheless, it's Friday the 13th. It's lucky number 13th, everybody. What is going on in and around the world? Lots of exciting events are unfolding before our eyes. The world is, but let's get right into it. Let's just have a little bit of fun and we'll see how it goes. We're gonna see where it goes. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think many of us do know. Most of us get to observe and see what happens and what unfolds. But if you're safe and sound, then I'm glad to hear that. But I don't hear it, because that'd be weird. But you know, if you're feeling well, if you're safe and sound, good. I feel good about that for you. Sending love out there. It's probably one of the things that the world needs right now, but also may need a bunch of other stuff too. So that's neither here or there. Let's just get right into it. I'll say this. There's plenty of people out there who are constantly having to have a debate with themselves or their loved ones and figure out if they want to have to choose between bacon and eating pussy. And I know those are the top two tastiest snacks that are out there in the world. I know it's economically speaking, it may be a time for you to have to be frugal. It may be a time for you to have to be a little bit conservative with your spending habits. And I get that. Which is why I thought to myself, I'm like, I'd hate to see couples breaking up. I hate to see families falling apart. Conversations at the dinner table. Did you get the bacon? No, sweetheart, because we had to save a little bit of money. But guess what? I'm going to eat your pussy. And she'll say, I wish you got that bacon too, though. And that's a little bit like nothing immediate, but at the same rate, she's mentally making a note. He didn't bring home the bacon. Jesse didn't bring home the bacon. Which Jesse thinks, that's all fine. You're good, sweetheart. She'll say, yes, I'm good for now. But you know what good for now means maybe not good for later. That's exactly right. But I thought to myself, well, Jesse or anybody else out there shouldn't have to pick between having to, eat puss or bacon. Why not combine the two? Which is what I decided to create. I'm introducing to the world, this is a brand new product that is just gonna revolutionize the bacon and pussy eating game altogether. And it's through your undies, ladies and gents. I'm introducing to the world the bacon G-string. That's right, the bacon G-string. Oftentimes women have to wear G-strings, panties, underwear, we get it, for good measure that is. But while you're going down on them, instead of taking off the G-strings, instead of having to spend money on two different items, one bacon and then one underwear, combine the two is what I say. Eat the G-string that is made out of bacon. That way you get to eat bacon and eat pussy at the same time. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, what if we run out of the G-string bacon G-strings? Then you get yourself some more G-strings that are made out of bacon. That's what you should do. And again, instead of having to go to the underwear department in the old clothing store department and the old clothing store factory at the old clothing farm, instead of having to pick and choose, should I spend money on undies for my wife, for my girlfriend, or should I get the bacon? Now you can just get the one that's in two bases. It's a twofer right there. So go ahead and get her the bacon G-string and eat the bacon first, then go down on her for as long as you like. I'm talking 30 seconds, 45 seconds, all the way up to 72 days. That's right, it doesn't matter, however many days, hours, weeks, a whole year of just going down on her. So you could do that right now. But that's all thanks. Again, I don't want to take full credit for this. They say we are riding on the shoulders of great men and women too. So I'm not going to take full credit for this, despite the fact that I did sit down and think about this really hard. I jotted down ideas. I did a little bit of footwork in terms of research. I hit the streets. I looked at what people were eating. There's a lot of bacon in their food. And I had to see what are women wearing. Did a lot of research on that as well, which is, again, I don't want to put in like numbers of hours of days or months or years of how much research I've done into this. I poured a lot into it. Let's just say that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears has gone into this. But you're welcome. Team effort. We did it together. And for the ladies who are like, well, that's great. He gets to eat the bacon, and that's the G-string that I'm wearing. Fine, and gets to eat my puss. But what about me? Well, I haven't forgotten about you. But this one's gonna take a little bit longer because we are still. This is again developing as we speak. I am planning on making boxers and briefs made out of bacon for the gents, so that ladies, you don't have to spend money on your boyfriends, your husbands, and get them new underwear. And we know how fucking irritating that is. Oh, is he gonna like boxers or is he gonna like briefs? And it's always, you never know. Sometimes he'll wear briefs, sometimes he'll wear boxers. But nonetheless, instead of having to choose and pick between, do I spend that money on bacon or do I spend it on my husband's underwear? You can just combine the two. So we are working on that. That is still not created. It's in the works. It should be out within the next 6 months, so that, gentlemen, you could too wear the underwear that's made out of bacon, have your wife, girlfriend, guma, eat that, and then give you head, and there you go. You're welcome. Once again, team effort. I don't want to take full credit. Just, I want to be the face of the company. I said I'd like to be the face of the company, and we are working on that as well. But you're welcome out there. So G-strings that are made out of bacon, so you can eat your puss and you have your bacon too. You never thought that'd be possible. It's fucking 2025. Anything you set your mind to is possible, is what they say. Almost anything. Literally almost everything. So no need to thank me. I know. One step at a time. We'll get there. A lot of people like to tackle, big things. Oh, you gotta tackle the big problems. These are the biggest problems right there, dude. Find you good snacks and a good pair of underwear to fit properly. Edible underwear. Not some of that bullshit candy underwear that's not good for you. It's what about the candy underwear? Licorice underwear. You're gonna get fucking diabetes. You wanna die? Get some healthy, fatty fats in there and some good flavor, something to give you some proper calories, not some of that bullshit that's gonna run through your system and have you feeding like a little sugar fiend. You wanna be a sugar fiend for the rest of your life? I don't think so. I was watching an episode of Hot Ones. I'm not gonna pretend like this is all my idea. It's based on a beautiful idea that already exists out there, but I thought to myself, Hot Ones, well, everybody likes wings, everybody likes a little bit of spice, everybody likes being asked questions, which is nice. Interviews are cruel when you're sitting down and sweating and it gradually builds up. But I thought to myself, what about a whole new version of Hot Ones, which is not Hot Ones, it's just called Jizz Ones. Sit down, same concept, wings or tofu or whatever you like, food, 10 items. Incrementally increasing in the amount of jizz that they contain. You sit and you start off with the first one. Maybe it's a little sushi with a little dab of jizz, and you get asked questions. That you sit down for an interview. Oh, how did you do your thing with the roll or the company that you made, or the ball that you kicked, or the stool that you made or whatever, and then you'll take a little, I'll be like, oh, this is, I wonder what this is like, this should be all right, we're just getting warmed up. You'll put the little piece of chicken wing or sushi in your mouth and just get a little bit of jizz, and that's just the stage that, you just set the stage. That's where we begin. A little bit of jizz, no big deal. And you're like, I can handle this, no big deal, coming in hot and strong, I can handle this is for pussies, you guys don't know me. You'll say stuff like this, acting all okay, about it, but we'll see how about it you are once we gradually go up. Number 2, did your father always support you in your goals and dreams, or did he kind of want to see you fail? And you're like, oh, how did you know my father? And that's a whole nother, that's a whole research, like there's a research department, there's research on your ass and shit. So don't worry about how we get to know what we know because of the fucking research group. Shout out to the research. We'll go ahead and answer the question while you consume that second piece of sushi or chicken wings, and you put it in your mouth. You're like, oh, this is, a little bit more jizz. I see. And you'll eat it. You're like, oh, this is nothing, just a little bit of jizz, and that's the way it goes. And you'd be like, oh, my father was, it was a mixed bag. But that's good, I suppose. In the long term, you don't want to be too supportive, but you don't want to be like always like a naysayer either. And that's something you'll say, maybe, who knows. And off to the next one. The next just covered the piece of food comes along, they'll ask you another question. Did you like working with so and so, and well, how was it working with them? And you'll be like, oh, how did you know about working with so and so? I see this one's got a little bit more jizz, but I think I can handle this. Is going fairly well. This is going well. And you'll stick it in your mouth and you whip it out, and you got a little bit more jizz in your mouth, and you're still feeling a little bit like, oh, I got this. And so-and-so was great. It was great working with so-and-so. You'll fucking chuck the chicken wing bone out or something and hit somebody in the head, and that's not cool. Just be mindful, get a bucket. And then on to the next question. They'll ask you another question, like, how does it feel to be the only webbed foot individual in the game? And you're like, oh, how did you know I got webbed feet and I'm in the game? I see this piece of chicken wing or sushi's got slightly more jizz, but I'm telling you, I'm feeling very confident, and it feels all right having webbed feet and being the only one with webbed feet in the game. And you'll pop that little chicken wing, and now it's starting to get all over your lips, and it's kind of like you're starting to, oh, this is, whoa, it's hallucinating from the, but I still, whoa, and we're okay, though, I can handle this. You guys are pussies. Anybody else who's been on this show prior is actually a bunch of pussy. You don't know how to eat jizz. And you'll make a remark like that, and on to the next question. Is now the fifth question. How did you feel about the time you fell off a ladder and there was nothing to catch your fall and you hit your head and you got concussed? How did that feel? And next thing you know, you're like, how did you know about the ladder? Whether you guys the research projects and that you guys do your work, and you pop the other chicken wing in your mouth and it's covered in more jizz. You're like, and you shove it down and you eat it. And it's just like, I felt a little dizzy after I fell from the, oh boy, this jizz covered wing is actually getting to me. I'm starting to sweat. And like, we're all starting to sweat with you. Don't worry about it. The fall was all right. A little concussion never hurt anybody. Great. Next question. What were you thinking when you made your album, doing the thing where and you'd be like, oh, how did you know I was making the album? And like, we do our research project because there's a research agency that does research for us. So we know what you were up to. How did it feel creating that album? And you'll get the 6th or 7th by this time chicken wing that's covered in way more jizz now. Now the jizz is starting to build up. Now it's level 7 jizz. Scoville jizz, really like a lot of jizz. Now just covered in jizz. And you'll be like, I don't know if I can do that. You'll shove it in your mouth and it just goes in the back of your throat, and it's just kind of getting like, you're getting jizz mouth essentially. It's getting coated back of your throat. And you're like, oh, I wonder if milk helps. Doesn't. You can drink milk, but it doesn't. On to the next question, 8th question. How does it feel to be the only person with no pubes in the biz? And you're like, how did you know I have no pubes and I'm in the biz? And they'll be like, because of our research department. They do their research. We do our work, man. How did you? It's great that you guys do your research. You'll say something along those lines, and then pop the other chicken wing in your mouth, covered in a lot more jizz. Now I start to sweat bullets because there's a lot of jizz. Almost gagging, throwing up, but not quite there yet. Wing number 9, covered even in more jizz. How does it feel to be the first person to be in space making movies and videos and doing it all by yourself, but with a whole crew? And you're like, how did you know I was going to be in space making a movie and a record all by myself and with a crew? That's thanks to our research department right there, because they do our research for us, and it's a good research team. And then you'll shove the other piece of chicken wing in your mouth and it's covered in a lot more jizz. Oh, just flow. It's jizz. We've inserted jizz inside the wing. That's right. It's squeezing and pops in your mouth and it's oozing all your face is covered in jizz. And that's when we really get to know a person. Oh, wing number 10, made of jizz. It's a jizz. It's just made of jizz. It's a whole wing made of jizz, and you'll eat it and you'll have to answer the question. And by the end of it, whoever manages to survive this beautiful, it's called jizz ones. I just wanted to go through the whole concept with you, one wing at a time. I believe if you can handle it, you're a better person for it, and it's a new variation, and it's a great show. It's a great show. Think about it. It's called Jizz Ones, once again, an incremental increase in the amount of jizz that is put on the food. Do you think you got what it takes to be on Jizz Ones? Leave a comment. Yeah, bitches be all about that talk, all fun, all tough and shit until you get on Jizz Ones, son. Yeah, start sweating. We produce our own jizz. Actually, we've got our own brand of jizz that we like to, amongst other jizz that is provided to us by other jizz companies, but we do have our own brand too. Sticky icky. I've created another game that I'd like to put out there, and I'd like this to go international. I think it'll help the human species as a community come together, really just move forward. We do need more games. We definitely need more fun and games. This one's called tongue wrestling, and it's essentially you versus a partner or a competitor, and you basically do a 69 together. You get in a 69 position. Whoever using their tongue only, whoever gets to make the person come first wins the game. There are levels to it. Of course, we can start by, we can have local competitions, and then we can, move up to, state level, and then, the nationwide as well, and see who can actually make an individual come quickest and the fastest using nothing but their tongue. You can do it. It doesn't matter. It's you versus anybody. It's male versus females, everybody. So you tongue it. You can tongue their vag, you can tongue their butt, or you can put their cock in your mouth. Whoever comes first, you're like, whoa. It's much easier to make a fella come than it is to make a female come using only your tongue. Well, fellas, you gotta step up to the plate. I know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but I believe this is a fun little competition that everybody can enjoy. Again, you just 69, it's called tongue wrestling. No hands, you're not allowed to grab onto nothing, you're not allowed to massage anything, you're not allowed to use your feet or any extra mechanisms or maneuvers. It's just call me a little purist. When it comes to certain things, standards, all right? Call me a tongue wrestling purist. Yeah, I don't want to see any artificial, no. You do your prep work outside, okay? If you're like, I got this, and you go eat puss outside. When you come for the competition, I don't want to see any. Your hands are going to be, as a matter of fact, we can even tie your hands behind your backs. We're going to tie your feet up as well. No extra movement, tongue action only. I'm talking inserting into vag, puss, anus, and putting a cock in your mouth. No teeth. You're not allowed to cheat, and that's just the way it goes. Some people like to take this sport, I believe it is a sport, seriously, and they do the work. You see people training, and you're like, oh, what about me? I got a 9 to 5 and I want to compete. Buddy, you either got to be in it, or you can't just fucking come in and expect to win the competition if you're not fully dedicated. There are people out there who want this and are willing to do anything. So I see people out in the woods already just preparing, you can even start with, whatever. You're out in the woods, going out for a little hike, a little stroll with your boo-boo, when nobody's watching, if it's heavily wooded, if you're not, no indecent exposure or nothing, but pull down the old Panaloose, give it a little licky, sucky, see how it works out. Work on your timing. I do recommend, everybody now does have phones, they got timers on them. Everybody's got watches, smart watches. You can even, get one of those old school, stopwatches for the races. Whatever you use, time yourself. Try to reduce the time. Of course, the faster you may, come up with a new way. Were you wrapping the old tongue around the cock to kind of jerk it off using your long tongue, lady? That's fantastic for you. So you got that technique going for you. You're like, I like to hit the sack as I get them to come. I like to just slap the sack technique. Sally slap the sack technique. That's Sally with the slapping of the old sack technique, where she slaps the sack And some men may like it. I don't know, try it by yourself. Or you're like, oh, I wonder, how am I gonna get her to come really quick? Do I just go, just crazy on the clit? You could go crazy on the clit, but also if you're like going too crazy on the clit, that's not fun. They're not gonna come like that. So and also everybody's different. Somebody might like you to go really extremely hard on them on the clit. Somebody might be like, yo, like, tap that clit gently with your tongue or whatever. Some people might like you to go in all the way to insert your tongue inside their vag and then they get to come. So who knows? Find different partners, practice makes perfect. And I see this again, starting off locally, but eventually blowing up and becoming a worldwide sport where we can sit down, have beers, eat a couple of nuts, pop a couple of, just make a little bit of Doritos with friggin' shredded cheese on top of that shit, nachos, and just have dips and stuff, guacamole on the side, enjoy the show. Tongue wrestling, brought to you by Glad You Made It. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Again, this is a team sport. It's a team effort. We did this together. I don't want to take full credit, but again, just the face of the sport. That's all I'm saying. We got this together, ladies and gents. What else is going on in and around the world? Lots of exciting events are happening. I'll say this. And I'm a fan of technology. You guys, if you've been with me for some time, you know that. A big tech boy, big tech daddy right here. Don't really create it myself, but I'm a fan, you can say that. Recently, if I'm not mistaken, Boston Dynamics developed the old Atlas robot, the robot that they've been working on. It looks beautiful. It does fucking parkour and shit, and it fucking flips and dips and does, dance moves and whatnot. It doesn't matter. And it works in a little, some sort of a manufacturing company, and it's like, delivers a couple of packages, makes small talk with human workers, drinks coffee, has a just malfunction, and just we're all drinking coffee. I'm one of you. It doesn't recognize it's not human yet, so it's trying to drink coffee. It's fucking messing up its whole system. It blows up, and then they gotta rewire it and solder it back to. And it comes out, whoa, what happened? What happened there? I thought it was in a nightmare where I drank coffee and exploded. And everybody laughs and smiles. Ah, silly Atlas, he thought he drank coffee. And they're like writing down, he doesn't remember he drank coffee and blew up. So it's all great. We're doing research on them. It's fantastic. I love them. And I want to talk good about them because I know what's on the horizon. They're coming fast, ladies and gents. Be nice to them is what I'm trying to say, because they'll probably record everything and remember what you said. I love robots. Let me just say it. If I've not said it, I love robots and AI. God help us. I'm just saying, ladies and gents, they've now been equipped with superhuman 3D vision, which is basically, you thought they had really excellent vision back a couple of years ago. Well, it's superhuman 3D vision. I don't know what that means, but it's whatever we are, it's super that, and it's 3D, which basically says to me, rip it out, rip out your eyes. It's over. Your eye game, the eye game is done. We are no longer the superior people or entities or beings with better eyesight. It's clearly, it's the robots. Superhuman 3D vision. I don't know what they can see right now with these superhuman 3D. I don't even know what superhuman vision is. They can probably zoom a lot more. They can probably see into every pore. Not talking physical pore, I'm talking your skin pore, skin deep. They can probably see through you. Oh, that's scary. But also, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe they can see through you and kind of like scan you. Be like, you got a little mole here that might develop into something in 6 months. And be like, thanks, Atlas robot. Who knows? But the news is telling you basically this is, again, rip out your eyes. And, whatever eyes we're using for these robots, perhaps we could stick them in our heads and get 3D superhuman vision. Your eyes are stupid now. Your eyes are dumb. Stupid human eyes. Walking around seeing things in regular human 3D. You're dumb with your dumb eyes. So get 3D superhuman eyes. Do you want better vision? Or do you want to walk around like some sort of ape, some sort of Neanderthal? I can kind of see. Or do you want to really see shit? Well, go ahead. The first step is to go blind. So rip out your eyes, I recommend. Just get a spoon. I think just shove a spoon in your eye socket. Just right there, just right there, one at a time. And again, there's 3D superhuman vision available to you. I don't know how much it's going for. Right now, it's in the robots. I don't know if it's actually feasible for you to get them, but you got to make room. You can't be like, I wish I had 3D superhuman vision, but you already got dumb human eyes. So guess what? Blind people are probably going to be first in line. Those without eyes are probably going to be first in line, unless you want to be one of the last ones to adopt to 3D superhuman 3D vision. Do you want to be stupid? Do you want to be dumb with your dumb human eyes? Or you want to be one of the people in the future, man? You want to, with your beautiful red eyes, with your beautiful blinking green and red eyes. It's just, God, it's scary in the evening when it gets dark and you're just sitting in a corner. Oh, but it's nice because you can see better with it and you can see into the distance, like way further ahead. Did you always want to see way further ahead? That's what I thought. So get rid of your dumb human eyes. That's Boston Dynamics right there for you. Oh, makes me just wonder how far they can see now and what they can even 10 years from now. They'll be able to like just be standing in one spot on the earth and see all the way around. That's crazy shit. What if they get to see more than 3D? What if they get to see in 4D? 5D? You're like, give me all the D. I love D. I know you do, but 1D at a time. What else is going on in the news? I believe Elon Musk is apologetic. He wants to make amends with Trump DJT. Donald Trump sounds better. DT sounds better. I don't like the Don Juan T. Don DT President. Anyway, point is he wants to make amends. He's sorry. And I believe I like to see this. I have heard rumors of alleged R&B records, because that's the one. I'll say this to anybody who fucks up in any relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, it doesn't matter. Business relations, friendships, anytime, anybody, and people know, hey, which one of us is perfect? I know this guy isn't. Far from it. Lots of flaws. Constantly, working on yourself and shit. But nonetheless, nobody's perfect. And it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. The best way to make it up to somebody or say, hey, I want you back in my life. I want us to be tight again, once again. I want us to ride together. I want us to ride together and die together as shit. Best way to get somebody back in your life is nothing beats this. I'm telling you right now. Write an R&B song. Just write an R&B song. The best relationship, the healers are R&B songs. So Elon, if you'd like to write an R&B song, we're here for it. I may have a little. There's been alleged rumors. Allegedly there are rumors that there might be a song where I don't know, but it'd be nice to say. I'm talking 90s, early 2000s R&B. Shave your head. Talking just wife beater, baggy jeans, Air Force Ones. You come out and just let your heart speak. Let your heart speak. Tell him how much you love him. Tell him how much he means to you. Tell him how you guys want to be tight like glue. Tell him that you want to see his beautiful face. You want to hold him with your warm embrace. Tell him you want to take him to Mars. Tell him you got a rocket that's just made for you. Tell him that knowing Jeffrey Epstein isn't a crime. Knowing the man isn't a crime. And you want to spend a lot more time together. That's, stuff like that doesn't matter. Yeah. And yeah, that's one of the things that needs to be cleared. Just because people knew the man, we need to, and we'll get to that later. We'll get to that portion later, but that's just part of the R&B song. I'm just letting you know, he should write a song. And that way we can all move forward and just maybe get a tan. Low key, I'm not just full-blown blackface, black bot, R&B song. And I think we can be fucking like this again. Just tight. Get a lowrider, come out with just a bouquet of roses, just fucking have that lowrider bounce in the back and just get on one knee and just maybe get a couple of like fans with wind blowing in your face, sun glistening on you, and just maybe get a tattoo. Maybe get a nothing says I'm ready to be a part of this relationship like an R&B song and a tattoo. I'm telling you right now. I'm popping a couple in the air. Just pop a couple in the air, bouquet of flowers in one hand, spitting out just fucking bars. And I'm telling you right now, you got the money. It's not like there's money issues that you can't go out and splurge, but I'm here for it. I believe we do need to all come together, so I hope he does drop that R&B song. And yeah, who knows? And there are alleged rumors that there might be a song out there already. I don't know. We'll see. Our research department is trying to get a hold of the song. If we find it, we find it. Yeah. And so my research department is not as big as other research departments. What do you want me to tell you? I want to tell you I can just be like, get the alleged song that's out there. It takes time. It's a one-man operation, as a matter of fact. I am the research department here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is, but we're working on it. Allegedly, there might be a song, okay? There might be a song. Who knows? God. Everybody wants everything right now. Give it to me right now if there's an alleged song. We're trying, okay? We're trying to get the song. And I can be in one place at a time. Or sometimes I have, who knows, maybe two places at the same time. We're trying on it. Ladies and gents, what is going on in the world? Exciting events are happening in and around the world. Exciting events are happening in and around the world. Good news justice was served, I believe. Harvey Weinstein was recently found guilty, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's sorted out, right? At the end of the day, I think the jury, they found out he's guilty of at least one count of the old sexual assault or something along those lines. But he's guilty, which, again, definitely, I've said this before, innocent until proven guilty, but if found guilty, then fuck yeah, let's go for fucking, victims and shit. And he does look like, that's the thing. There's nobody picks what they look like, or there's nobody. You just come out into the world. You're born in a place. Nobody picks these things. You're just born in a place and you look like the way you look, or whatever. But fucking, he does look like sexual assault. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's not fair to say just based on somebody's just like looks and shit. But like if you were to give, rape, sexual assault a look, if you were like, okay, draw me a picture of what it looks like, put it into a human form. I'm not, again, that's the luck of the old draw. Who knows? And which came first? Was it but that's what it is. So I guess he's going to be doing time and shit, that's positive. Yes, that's positive. On the other hand, a related issue to this, not directly, of course, I did hear, this is where I'm again. This doesn't bring me joy. This doesn't bring me any happiness. I don't want victims to be out there. I don't want these things to be going on. But at the same rate, I'll just say it breaks my heart, because I don't know, but it doesn't break my heart. That's the thing. I've learned throughout the years growing up too. You grow and you learn every day. I've heard rumors, just like some of you may have heard rumor, but that's the thing. Why do we even? This is where I twist my titties. Jared Leto, beautiful Jared Leto has been accused, allegedly, all of it, apparently by 9 women of some sort of misconduct. This is. You grow up listening to people's music and shit. You watch them in movies and shit, and you like them, and handsome, talented, rich, alleged. I'm not. There should be some sort of consequences. You can't just. I don't know if you know what I mean. I hate to. Yeah, but I don't know the deets. Obviously, I don't want it to be. I'm gonna say just based on vibes. I think this is based on vibes. I think he made. Same with Russell Brand. Overall, you like these people, but, and yeah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and because I like his music and movies growing up and whatnot. But having said that, there should be some sort of consequences. And I don't know how it works. And why do we as humans outside in the public, why do we hear about the rumors and the allegations? Why don't we just figure it out first, then come out with the results? And if it's nothing, then... Because this isn't fair. Like, it says in terms of just like, if it happens, like this is where I'm torn. If it happens, it should be found out and taken care of, obviously, through the legal system. But going out there without actual evidence and just alleging people do this and that, and people fucking work hard for this. It's not easy being human out there. So you build something. You're out there. You create a bunch of stuff. You work your butt off, and the next thing you know, somebody comes and alleges something, or like, I don't know, but it feels like character assassination without it being, based on concrete evidence. That's just, but if you have the evidence, I say, this is where I'm ticked off. This is where I'm ticked, because I don't want to know about this stuff. I don't want people that I like I don't want you to put that image or like thing in my head. And I'm not going to have it in my head, because as an adult, I can choose. And I'm going to be like, you know what? We'll wait until whatever actually comes to us. So I'm not going to just willy-nilly jump the gun out there, but I will say this. There needs to be consequences, or something for defamation, something for, wrongfully accusing people of shit. If that's the case. Again, I don't know. Does Hollywood have its weird aspects? Yes, absolutely. Are there monsters out there in and out of Hollywood? For sure. Does this happen all the time? Yes, probably it does. Yes, it does. So, it's hard for me to, digest that and accept it, because I'm like, grow up with people's music and movies and just, So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Don't believe it, because I don't, but we'll see. It sucks. I've said this before, there should be some sort of repercussion for if you've wrongfully accused somebody of shit like that. He should get, again, I've said this, I'll put it on the table once again. If you've been accused of, sexual assault and rape or whatever the case may be, whatever you were wrongfully accused of, you should at least get freebies. You should get whatever amount you've been accused of. You should get that many freebies at least for the future, because that's not, make it fair is all I'm saying. On the hindsight, if you really big picture, I know that again, there's levels to everything, right? It sucks to be molested or like raped or sexually assaulted, but I suppose there's levels to everything. And hindsight, it's the bright side of things, glass half full mentality. It's way better to, I guess, if it were to be true, it's way better to be assaulted by Jared Leto than Weinstein, right? So like there is a little win in there. There's a little win in everything. You gotta look for the big picture. It's like same thing with MJ, right? If it happened, it's like, hey, could have been a lot worse, right? Everything is perspective is all I'm saying. I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying it's perspective. By Jared, that's a very handsome, pretty man, which could probably, with or without facial hair, especially these days, could potentially pass as a female. So really, levels to everything. I'm not trying to make light of. I'm just saying, could have been worse. You could have got the guy with like his nuts stapled to his thigh and looks like a walrus. You could have gone that guy. So, not saying it should or it doesn't matter. It shouldn't at all. But I'm just saying there's levels to everything. We can all just, there's levels to shit. God. Simultaneously, on another positive note, again, trying to have perspective here, I have been hearing female teachers are popping up everywhere, apparently just sexually assaulting their students, which is kind of, I gotta say, it's about damn time. In terms of just equal opportunity, in terms of it's not right at all to do, I'm just saying it's nice to know there's some females trying to kind of make things a little bit even now, because you always hear about males doing shit. It's just sense, but it's not good overall, but it's, again, perspective, overall, big pic, gender equity, get in there. We can do anything, you can do better. Same time, just apply it to everything. I'm just saying it shouldn't be. There was a teacher I heard, she got caught molesting like a 17-year-old or something. It was a dude. I don't know if it was like a mentally challenged dude, that it was because if otherwise you're 17, you're a healthy young man, and your teacher, fucks you. That's different, sort of, right? She got 3 years in jail. There's something different definitely there, because like if you heard a male teacher molest a female student, that guy should probably be dead. That's what I think of that. But but it's the world we live in. progress it takes time, one step at a time. We take the wins that we got and let's all, God, it's one of, so much. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, nonetheless, what are we even talking about? Whew, got myself worked up about Jared Little. 30 seconds to Mars, oh, when you're in high school, come on, son. Feeling emo and shit and it hits you, oh, right there, music. DARPA is making a very cool ship. Again, I fucking love technology. I would like one of these. I know I'm not gonna get one, but one can dream. One can have dreams. Can a man dream? DARPA, the defense this agency comes at the end. Defense Advanced Research Program Agency. That's a weird fucking acronym. Because you'd think it would be Advanced Defense Research Program Agency, but then that would not make it DARPA, so the acronym wouldn't work. But nonetheless, DARPA has made a new unmanned ship. It's the USX-1 Defiant, or simply known as the USX-1 Defiant. I love this ship. I genuinely love technology, and I like ships from afar. I've never really been on. I've been on I've been on I've been on a kayak a couple of times. Yeah, I know water. I'm familiar. Fucking, if you go in if you paddle in one direction, you're just gonna spin around. And be careful, you might just flip over. So I'm a little bit familiar with waterworks. Yeah, have I sat in a canoe? Yeah, a couple of times here and there, maybe a handful of times, maybe a little bit more, a handful of times. Am I familiar with water? I know a thing or two about water. I know a thing or two about sailing. Have I been on a little floater that just takes you from downtown Toronto to the islands? Have I been on that? Yeah, maybe I have. A few times, maybe I have. Have I been on a ferry? Maybe I have. Do I know water? Perhaps I'm wet right now. Perhaps I'm 75%, 80% water. Perhaps that's how much I know water works. I hope you're wet too. The point is, DARPA has made this beautiful new ship, and it's unmanned, it's autonomous, and it's gigantic. It's huge. It weighs like a whole bunch of tons, 580,000 pounds or something. I don't know how many tons that is, but it's a lot. It weighs a lot. But the beautiful thing about this ship is that it's unmanned and it has great maneuverability. It just fucking handles like a peach. I think you can just fucking skirt with that shit on the navel, if you know what I'm talking about, baby. Pick up a couple of them hotties on the horizon. What you doing there, sweetheart, over there on the, come check out this shit, bitch. Get on this yacht. Autonomous though, it doesn't really have people on it, but can people go in it though? Or is it just fully autonomous, no people in? Is there room inside if I need to go inside? Like, not me personally, I'm not gonna get access to this thing, but could you go inside of it? Because I heard it's so autonomous it refuels itself somehow. I don't even know how that works. But I guess it's just fucking pumping and dumping fuel for itself. Just fucking pumping itself up and dumping itself out. Or, I don't know, it can probably escape radars much better. It's autonomous, so there's not gonna be, there's pros and cons to everything. The good thing about it is that it's autonomous. There's no, humans involved in it. So when it does naval maneuvering, and should it come across pirates, the pirates will be like, oh, this is my ship now. I own this ship. I'm a pirate. Where is the captain? And they're looking to talk to somebody so they can take over the ship. And all of a sudden, no people in sight. You know what is in sight? Internal guns pointing inside the vessel at the person that's inside the if they've managed to, if there's and I don't know if there's an interior space. There must be, right, for the computers and the gadgetry. So yeah, there's a pirate inside now. Oh, we're gonna take this new ship. They'll say, "Arr, my ship." And then, where's the captain? I'm the captain now. And the guns just fucking come out seamlessly. 3D printed guns, just fucking, this is right there. Laser, just red dots all over this motherfucker. And a robotic voice will come on saying, there are no captains on this ship. And the pirate dies right there, having not been able to take over the ship and run amok on the open sea. God, that gets me hard. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the positive aspect of it. The positive aspect, it's unmanned. No men, no men's allowed. Which brings us to the downsides, because the Navy and the sea go hand in hand. That's why we have seamen. So it does make me sad to think that one day in the near future we're gonna have a Navy that doesn't require men's, where men don't get to wear cool outfits and, mop the old deck, buff the old shaft of the old, fill the old gunpowder, really just gunpowder shit, just shine a couple of nice long missiles, just spit shine a couple of phallic shaped missiles, insert a handle, there's nothing that brings camaraderie like handling a giant phallic shaped missile and putting it inside the rocket launcher together. I'm telling you, I've never experienced it myself, but I can tell you right now from what I've seen visually speaking, that is handling a giant phallic shaped missile and just close the hatch. Will you there, Johnny? Johnny's got your back. He'll close the hatch, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? That fucking naval talk shit. So, just mopping and just, going onto the deck after a long, hard day of work and just looking at the sunset, lighting a cigarette, whipping out a picture of your sweetheart from your wallet and sharing it with the naval office men's, and showing pictures of their tits and be like, that's waiting for me back at home, these pairs. And then your buddy will whip out his wallet and show you a picture of his girl with her tits. And those tits are waiting for me. Jimmy and Johnny are sharing tit pics. And well, it's been a long time since Jimmy and Johnny have been back to land. So you may take a couple of shots of whiskey. I don't know. You hear stories. One thing leads to another. It's dark outside, and hey, people feel lonely at times. And let's just say bonds are made. Let's just say things happen. Let's just say what happens at the sea remains at the sea, unless you fail to use protection and somebody's been a little bit extra promiscuous, and there is a little bit of a local clap situation going on. So just be careful. But nonetheless, I'm saying these things can't happen. Memories won't be built on the ocean, in the Naval Academy, in the Naval Navy. So that sucks. We won't have that anymore in the future. So just suck it all up and enjoy it, and just cherish the moments is what I'm trying to tell you, seamen and Navy men, because down the line it's gonna be fucking Atlas superhuman 3D swimming in the ocean trying to fucking harpoon a fish. I don't know what they do. But the good thing is it's that the ship is hard to detect, apparently, and I would love one. If I could get one, putting on a lid. I want a lot of things. Yes. Do I want one? I want one. I don't even have my own ocean, but I'll find a way to put it. Maybe I'll buy a lake down the line. I don't know, but I want one because it looks cool. The way it's described, at least. I don't even know what it looks like. But there you go, ladies and gents. So that's DARPA right there, baby. Fucking unmanned autonomous machinery at work. Just taking over. What else is going on? I believe Air India was just in the news. I'm not, this doesn't bring me any joy. This sucks. Air India, again, the flights have been just sketchy as fuck lately. Sus. I don't know what, we gotta collectively do something better with these airplanes. Who was the manufacturer of it? Was it who was it? Was it Boeing? Was it 290 people that took off apparently in India? Not sure what happened. It was too early to tell, they say, but something happened and then it just took off and then it just crashed and killed people, and that sucks. 290 people dead. Talk about spicy news. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't bring me any joy. That sucks. That's terrible. We should definitely do something about these airplanes. Yeah, People are paying a lot of money. These are not cheap tickets. It costs a lot of money to fly. For most people, it does. It's not cheap. I know there's, different levels of wealth and everything, but still, like, it's average spending $1,000 on a ticket is not cheap. So people are spending money on it, hard-earned money, and then getting on planes. I think there was a video of a gentleman just depicting how nothing on the airplane was working. The AC isn't working. The buttons are not working. Oh, man. I want to see everything working in airplanes. I don't want to check the airplanes. But this is a moot point. I shouldn't have to say this. Nobody should have to say this. People should be safe flying. This is ridiculous. 290 people dead. Again, trying to keep perspective out of, trying to keep the glass half full all the time. Glass half full mentality, baby. You got to keep that in mind. That's one of the things you learn. It's one of the things I've learned, at least. So, glass half full and always keeping perspective and being grateful and having gratitude and recognizing where you are today and whatnot. So glass half full, or, like 290 dead, one person is alive. One person survived. That's a win. Oh, I'm so happy that there's one person that's alive. 290 dead, it's a lot of dead people. But at least one survived. At least one survived, which is nice. So this gentleman who survived, this is, again, turning lemons to lemonade, my good sir. When you do come back to, when you recover, this is an opportunity for you because you now have escaped death, where death was fucking the Reaper was there collecting souls out there, and you, for some reason, it wasn't your day, which is, you were meant to be here, so that's great. You survived, and you got to make use of this. This is a traumatic experience you've been through. I hope the message gets to the individual. I don't know his name. I just heard there's one individual out there, so somebody should get the message out to this beautiful gentleman. You can now milk this. One, you should probably whoever is surviving these crashes, you should sue the airplane company or manufacturing company or, the aviation company. That's one thing. Get your bag, but also milk it sexually. Milk this story sexually. I'm talking the next time you're sitting at a bar, next time you're sitting at a diner, wherever you are, next time you're sitting at a coffee shop. Whip out this conversation piece and just start off by saying how you try to, get survivor sex. I'm telling you right now, nobody likes survivor sex more than people. That's right. Lay it on people. Tell them how 290 people died and you managed to escape death, and make it more about yourself. Tell people. I suggest you say something along the lines of how you tried to save the other 290, and it's not a big deal. Something along these lines. I tried to save the 290 individuals, but I guess you really can't save people who don't want to be saved. And make it, and they'll say, how did you escape? And you got to be like, I just went numb. I work out 3 times a day, and they might look at you. I don't know the physical shape of this beautiful gentleman out there. You might not be in tip-top shape, but nonetheless, say you work out really hard, and that's one of the reasons. I'm a hardcore. I do Pilates and free weights, and I also work on my core. That's how I survived. But it's not a big deal, sweetheart. Just light a cigarette, flick it, not at her, away from her, and that way you'll get plenty of survivor pussy. Survivor pussy is great. It's like top 10 ways of getting pussy. Survivor story pussy, come on. 290 people died, you're the only one who survived. You should be getting laid from this story from now till the end of time, till the end of your life, your long, beautiful life. Chicks love a good survivor story. Just tell them when you crashed and you tried to save other people, but I crawled and I tried to put out the fire, but the fire was too big. But I guess God had another plan for me that day, and it's perspective. One person lived. Should he have to, suffer like everybody else? At least let the man have fun. God, everybody's like, don't get him survivor pussy right now. It's too early. He should get survivor pussy right now. Right now. Drag his ass, just wheel him into a little stripper club joint and just have clits on his face. The man has been through enough. I'm telling you, buddy, use it. It's okay. It's not too early. It's not too soon. You survived. Glass wet. Glass is definitely not full or even halfway full, but at the bottom, the one out of 290 is something. It's better. You got to take the some things in life. Sometimes you got to take the some things that are better than nothing. Remember that. Remember the perspective. Perspective, ladies and gentlemen. And nothing is perfect. There's no perfect anything. It's just we make do with the best that we've got, all right? What else is going on? Oh, this one is, I believe, this happened last night. I was, like many of you guys, I was at home and I got to just check out, just whip my phone out to see what's popping out there in the world and on this beautiful blue marble floating in midair. And I'll say this, you had me at shalom. Bet you didn't see that coming. You got balls. It's you and me from here on out. I'm talking about Israel. Israel, apparently, that's, we might be on the, who knows? A lot of, so there was a strike. I'll say this. It was, I believe it's the Israel launched strikes on Iran, and we don't know what's going to happen out of this. Again, glass half full mentality. I'm optimistic. Having absolutely zero, knowing where you are on the, who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm a little, it's a little podcast that makes little jokes here and there. Silly old goose just trying to make people laugh. That's so what has happened is I believe I don't know what exactly is going on, obviously, because I'm an outsider. I'm an outsider. There's outsiders and there's people like fucking way out there, right there. Hence the tiny research department that we've got. But nonetheless, allegedly there have been rumors of nuclear weapons being acquired by the Iranian regime. And that is not gonna happen. That's not good. So that since that can't happen, then Israel struck Iran, and that's something that happened. Could this be a real because I've heard this for a long time that they're very close to getting nukes. They're very close. I've heard that for a long time. I don't know how close they are. I don't know if they've come really close or if they've got. I don't know, but they got struck, and that was so. I guess that's. There's a whole weapons of mass destruction thing with Iraq. Let's just trying to be objective as possible, and as again, trying to. Everything's happening so fast. It's very, very quick. I'll say this. I don't think with Iran nukes is the problem. I think Islam is the problem. I'll say that. I think Islam is the problem. But you could definitely say that nukes is very close second, probably, because nukes nonetheless, it's on. I don't know what it is that will happen out of this. Idealistically, if ideally in a perfect world, the Mossad and the Israeli government and military take out the heads of state of Iran and they do a regime change. You do a quick regime change. Kill them, because I'm for that. I could definitely support that. I could definitely be like, yeah, kill the Ayatollah, the mullahs, get rid of them, replace them swiftly with a favorable Western leader who would like to see Iran become a free nation, a secular nation, because it had beautiful potential in the not too distant past. Perhaps it could be, could do good things, and it could be great. Not just you might be wondering what is the significance of this. I'm living maybe in Europe or other parts of Asia or North America. What has this got to do with me? That's the ideal situation. It could go in one of the ideal situations. It could go that swiftly take out the leaders, replace them, get rid of the hijabs and the Islam for the most part, whatever. Replace it with give them I don't know. What do you want to do? What's the long-term plan? Because who knows what will happen. Ideally, it would and minimal amounts of casualties on innocent civilians. That's what I would hope to see. That sucks to see. That would suck if it's. But again, these things are way, way, way above my pay grade. Like I've said before, I'll say it again. I don't even get paid, so technically everything is above my pay grade. But ideally, yeah, I'd like to see as minimal amounts of death for regular civilians, just regular people. I don't know how you're gonna do this. These are big asks, but also I would have big asks, but also no, right? But also no. I wish there was just a way that just regime change through, because it's on now. It's on now. Everything's just let's not beat around the bush or anything. It's on the table now. Let's just put the cards on the table now, shall we? For a second, if we may. Regime change. I would have liked to see some sort of just American Delta Force get in there, just some top tier, just 5 top tier, head of this, tip of the spear, tip of the old cock guys. When it's just a couple of frogmen coming out of the woodworks, just lasers, smoke bomb. Where's the Ayatollah? He's blown up right there. Turban in the air, nothing but dust and pink mist. You know what I'm talking about. Chopper flying in the air, just and then free, beautiful Persian titties out there, just fucking gyrating, and then we're free, look at these titties. They'll say that because they can do that then. And that would have been my, again, a man can dream. It's probably way more complicated, I'm sure, but sometimes it's good to be so far away from things and not make it so complicated. I would have liked to see some along those lines. I don't know how it's all going to fly down. Now, Israel is, taken, it's happened so quickly. I don't even know how to, I don't know what's going on, ladies and gents. I don't know. If I knew, I know as much as you know out there. So yeah, Israel struck Iran. I hope to see some beautiful things come out of this. And the next thing you know, Persians and Jews can go back to being homies like they used to be for thousands of years. And then people can start, and that'd be great, not just regionally, because it would, it's best to be friends. It's good to be, it's times like these that we got to come together. And I understand these messages are gay. I get it, but sometimes you gotta be gay in terms of I know. You're like, where's the funny in that? I know, peace, love, it sounds gay. I know, you're telling me, but sometimes we can potentially have that in the long term. Not too long either. Could swiftly get in there, just take out because he's old, the Ayatollah's old. He's like, I checked it out yesterday, he's really old. He's been really old for a long, he's like 86. Take him out, whatever he did, it's out on the table now, right? Take him out, replace him, bring back ideally you could give him the monarchy situation. I'm not a fan of monarchies myself. Ideally, I like a Western style, American based democracy set in there. And you'd be surprised. I think it's a different place on, as many places are on earth, of course, but I believe there's potential, trying to keep glass half full mentality. Otherwise, of course, this could be the beginnings of a whole, who knows what it could just be more conflict and forever wars. And that's the thing, you gotta, it's nobody's perfect, do I like the way things unravel but it's out of my hands, out of most people's hands, do I think that, I love Jews, I'll say that. Again, Jew had me at shalom, I'll say that right there. Jew got me going crazy. I can't live without Jew. Jew and I forever. It takes Jew to tango. So there you go. Those are, but yeah, I'm not gonna put yeah, at the end of the day, none of it's, my heart goes out to a lot of people out there. Overall, generally speaking, it goes out to a lot of people out there. I wish there was, not trying to make it sound as if I'm with Israel. I'll say that I support Israeli people. I support Jewish people. I support the Israeli state. I think they should exist. Could we do better in treating other people as well? In terms of could Palestinians be taken care of for once as well? That'd be nice to see. Figure something out there as well. So I'm not again it's an imperfect world that we live in this, and we're dealing with imperfect care, and people who control and run the world are not the greatest, generally speaking. Most of them are not great. Sometimes not so great people can do great things as well. So yeah, am I a fan of Netanyahu? I don't know the man, from afar, politician, been in charge for a long time, probably has got his own issues. But if I could see, you know, if something beautiful were to arise where the Iranian regime is eliminated somehow and replaced with a Western-friendly leader of sorts, I don't know. Things could, or it could just escalate horrible, like it could just go sideways quickly, and this could be potentially the beginning of World War III. But everybody's been saying that for some time. Are we in it? Did it already start? Who knows? How did World War II start? It wasn't just like one day, now it's World War II. Who knows? It could be that we're in the beginning stages of it. This could unravel into a whole lot of just chaos in the Middle East that'll sweep the Middle East and the rest of the region and create instability. And there's the stock market plunging, there's the oil prices rising, there's another forever war, which is, by the way, if you want to make bank, I'm telling you right now, I've said this before, I'll say it again, invest in war, because that just seems to be one thing that we cannot, as a species, we cannot live without. So if you want to get in the game, become a war merchant or like a war salesman. I'm telling you right now, you could sell weapons to different parties all around the world. Get involved. Where there's blood to be spilled, there's money to be made. But yeah, it's a messy situation. I hope to see. Overall, generally speaking, any area that's in conflict, whether it be Africa, Asia, Europe, I hope to see as little as, you know, civilian casualties. And I wish we could all just be one and realize that we are all one. We're all one. We're all one, homies. Let's just remember that. But there's evil motherfuckers that need to be taken out as well. So there is that, but it's a whole mixed bag of things. It's a lot. It is a lot. Good thing is that we have always made it through together. And yeah, man, that'd be nice to see it'd be nice to see just like the camaraderie and like teamwork. Iran and Israel becoming homies. That'd be sweet to see. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see, you know, Iran and the United States getting along together. That'd be nice. It'd be nice to see more countries overall, not just everywhere around the world. Just get together, work together, do business. Let's make bank and rub tits and suck dick for the ladies, of course, because they like dick. So everybody just wins that way through mutual sucking and fucking. Ladies and gents, what else is going on? It's been a lot. It's been a lot that's been happening. All right. I believe there's been a whole lot of LA riots that's been popping off. I don't know the exact details because I'm not there. I believe it's riots against ICE. These are people who don't like. From what I gather, there's some people that don't like ICE. They're anti-ICE. They're like, no, my beverages. I'll take my beverages. No ice, please. No ice. Like, get rid of ice. I could use less ice in my cup of soda. Would you like to cool off by rubbing this ice on your sweaty chest or your inner thighs because you've had a long day working in the field? No ice I like to cool off. Gradually just becoming one with the room temp. I'm that kind of fella or lady. Some people are, I don't know, it's anti-ice. They want to melt the ice. If there's some protests going on there. So, or I don't know, I think it's got something to do with like illegal or legal immigration. So in terms of, I believe, there's crackdowns on illegal immigration, which rightly so, that should be, and it makes sense. You don't want just like open borders and randos just coming over. That would, mess up the whole scene for everyone. On the other hand, there are people who are defending the quote unquote, again, air quotes, peaceful protests, because I've seen, and this is tricky. It's a tricky age. I don't know. I do know, I'll say this, I'm against violence in general, not a fan of violence. Not a fan of, killing, not a fan of hurting anybody, not a fan of disturbing the peace for anybody else, not a fan of, ruining public or private property. That's not cool. But, not a fan of illegals in a sense either, because, you can't have like criminals and gangbangers coming inside. That would suck and ruin it for everybody else. But also see it from their perspective, I guess, is what the quote unquote peaceful protesters are saying. It's awful difficult being a chomo, they might say. It's awful difficult being a gang member, just like and doing it locally back wherever you are doing it, and then it's difficult to come over and do gang banging activity in a new host country, and so they're trying to support those guys. It's all confusing. It's all confusing because But I'll say this: I for one am not for peaceful protest. I'm for that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to fucking protest peacefully, by all means, if you want to, do it. Personally, I don't like crowds that much. I like to, because crowds get rowdy and shit too quickly. Crowds get, it's gotta be able to. I like to be a part of it quickly, get in and out, but like fun crowds too, not just. I don't do protests personally. I don't. Doesn't in this day and age. It doesn't even seem like it doesn't do much. I'll say that, and it's. Because you don't know. You're like, oh, this thing, let's show up to this thing and do something. Most of the time, just if things work themselves out. Protests, unless it really means something, unless it's something really like meaningful, then by all means, I don't know. In terms of, all I know is I don't like the breaking up of, property damaging, property graffitiing, someone's pet giraffe, or just, sucking on somebody's cattle's teats. You're trying to like vandalize shit. You come back, your cow's got fucking pink hairspray, and I don't know, it's just lactating, just frivolous lactation of the local cow. You want to be doing that to local cow, you son of a bitch. So I suppose then in that case, let's crack some heads. Let's whip the whip, and I'm for peace and love. I'll say that. I'm for the community. I'll say that. I'm not for. That needs to be said. It needs to be said, I suppose. But that's but yes. But won't you think of these? Won't you in order to, I guess, cover all the angles and I guess the funny lays, and won't you cover the chomos and the gangbangers and the illegals? Because it takes a lot of hard work to build something nice, and a lot of years of communities working together and preserving something and handing it on to the next generation, but that takes a lot of work and effort. So won't you partake in some just public disturbance, because that's much easier. There you go, enjoy that. Be a hooligan, be a you should, I'll say this, ladies and gents, I will say this, that overall, it's been a busy few days. It's been a busy week for your boy. It's been a busy week probably for you. Overall, I hope that cooler heads can prevail globally, everywhere. Let us have a sip of this coffee, and until next time, remember the big picture. Remember the big picture. Perspective is everything. Nothing is perfect. Trying to make the best of things together. We will get through whatever it is together. Until next time, motherfuckers, signing out. Peace. Get out of here.